everybody a very good morning, and hope you're having a great Tuesday. We're having a bright sunny day here in New York. It's a bit chilly outside, but we've been having a great fall so far. I hope everybody's having a great fall too. So on the webinar with me today, I have Stephen Blandon, who's our senior consultant for mobility here at Adventure Mobile. We also have our project manager, Mihir Shah. Hey, Stephen, how's it going?
It's going great. Thank you, everyone, for joining the Event2Mobile webinar on how to increase that app adoption rate for your event.
Exactly. So what we're going to focus on, folks, today is I know we've all been through the process of creating multiple event apps, and then we've all had statistics and analytics back from the event where, we've had app download percentages anywhere from 30% to 60% to 70%. And we've also had events at Event Mobile that we have supported where we've seen over 90% app download rates. So we're going to touch on the points that deferred these events, which had higher downloads than to those which had lower downloads, and why and what we did and what the organizers did to increase the number of downloads that happened. So some basic factors that obviously everybody should know while downloading, while setting up event apps is that one is that users should always know about the app, basically. So users should know about the app. They should, they should be informed very well. You should obviously the utility of the app should be known to the users. The app should be easy to find. People shouldn't have to like search all over the place and then see multiple options and not know which app they have to download. So this is one thing I've noticed a lot is that people don't even know where to click, what to do to get to the app. People go to the app stores and they're like searching with random search names. Either they're using the firm name, the organization name, or the event name, and sometimes the app has none of these. It's a completely different name, and some event names are so common that you search by that event name, you will see about 10, 15 different apps, and people get really confused. They're like, okay, which one is it? So those kind of things are deterrents. They deter people from downloading the app because a person won't spend that much time just trying to figure out how to get an app. So it should be very easy to find. The best way, I think, is that to send a link out to people in the marketing communication that you guys do, is send out a direct download link that leads people directly to the App Store. So, as I said, you have to inform users about the app, reach out to your prospective attendees, do marketing campaigns, whatever marketing campaigns you're doing, send out a mailer with links to the app. One thing that always works out is launch the app early so that people can start working with the app. They get more benefits out of the event. Like there should be features in the app that give them a reason to download it early too. So launching the app early is great, but obviously there should be reasons, and we'll touch base about how to promote the utility of the app. I have always been a big advocate of having certain features in the app that are event related and heavy utility for the users that are not available through any other channel, like ability to set up meetings or ability to personalize their itinerary or something. Attendees need to know that I can only do this if I download the app. As long as they know, oh, I will not be able to take full benefit of the event if I don't download the app, you'll get more download rates. Obviously, promoting it through various channels includes social media, emails, etc. Optimize the app for all platforms, which is very helpful. If the app is at least optimized for the iPhone, iPad. I'm not that big a fan of BlackBerry, but definitely Windows and Android. Android and iOS are the #1, and then obviously Windows is slowly picking up. So we just came back from a very large event last week, and what I saw was, again, I saw that more iOS users download the app. Again, with Android users, there's so many different device types. Some of them have the older devices or the operating system, so that kind of deters. Because the performance on different phone types in Android is not that uniform, but like newer Android users definitely download the apps. But it's more uniform on the iOS because most of the people are on the same platform, basically on the same OS. So I'm still noticing a larger download rate on the iOS devices, slightly lesser on the Androids, but they're pretty neck to neck. And towards the end, very little users, like about 5 to 7% of users, are downloading the Windows. Windows. We do see a few Windows users. If they register for an event and they get an email from that event, they do tend to look at that email. But social media, they might have it, they might obviously have it listed very clearly on your website. So if somebody is looking for the app, even if they don't want to go to the App Store, they can just go to your website, and there should be like app download badges on your website. There should be a specific email that goes out to everybody. Subject app, so it should have the mobile app subject, give them instructions how to download the app. And then obviously, as I said, keep some budget for marketing, just the app part of the things. And ask your speakers, exhibitors, etc. also to promote the app because they should get enough benefit of the app as well. So one thing that we've noticed is that over the past years, the number of exhibitors that get hits via the app. So it is actually a promotion for themselves because that's a channel for them to be listed. And they should tell people to, you should tell exhibitors that you can always ask people to contact you via the app. So they should be able to contact these exhibitors and sponsors easily.
That's a good point because I was working with a client who had like over 300 plus exhibitors. So you just have to think of that just from a numbers perspective as an event planner. So not only are you just trying to hit all of the people, you actually have 300 people on your team that's promoting the app as well. So the more people that's actually pushing to promote the app, I mean, the better app adoption that you'll have. So I mean, really utilizing exhibitors, using them as an extension, kind of pitching it where, okay, you guys are going to benefit by getting that extra branding, but it's also helping you out in the end because you have a team of like 100, 300, whatever exhibitors you have to promote the app, so it's just not left up to you.
Exactly. And what I've actually, to be very, very honest, as a person who's been very closely working with events and event organizers for many years, to be honest, I mean, like what I've really noticed is the highest number of downloads that you will get will always be on the days of the events when people are actually at the show, actually at your event. That's when you'll see the highest number of downloads. And again, in that situation, the exhibitors will be your best way of informing people that yes, there is an app available and that you should download this app. So when people are visiting these exhibitors, exhibitors can say, hey, you can get more information about us. So, I mean, like our apps have the ability for exhibitors to upload their collateral. So if the exhibitor wants to share the marketing collaterals, what we've noticed more and more is a lot of people want to go green. People want to get rid of all the print clutter that is at their booth. And even personally as an exhibitor, we've noticed that no matter how much you print your marketing material, no matter how many brochures, your collaterals you print and take out, people don't end up taking them home or back to the office. They usually end up in the trash can before they're out of the event. So if the exhibitors know that, okay, if people download the app, there is an easy way for them to always access information about them, download their marketing collaterals. That gives the exhibitors also a reason to promote the app, in their own social channels. So exhibitors can say, find out more about us. We're exhibiting XYZ Expo or convention. Find out more about us by downloading the app. Check us out over there. Read more about us. Contact us. Things like that will give that additional promotional boost to your app. But as I said, promotion at the event is going to be the key to getting the highest number of downloads. So I've been working in this industry for a very long time, and irrespective of the size of the event, whether it's a 200 people event to a 5,000 person event, we've always noticed that the highest number of downloads, like, pre-event download rates will be somewhere around 10 to 20%, but the peak will always hit during the first day, towards the end of your first day, if it's a 2-day event or a 3-day event. The peak will always hit towards the mid of the first day, and there's a lot of way to do it. One very effective mechanism is like when people come to pick up their registration badges, etc. There should be enough promotion about the app over there. The registration personnel should talk about the app and tell people that you don't need to carry this guidebook. You can just download the app, and you'll find all the information over there. If your app is login protected, the login mechanism should be super easy for the users to get into the app. They should be able to easily log into the app. That's very, very important. And at the registration desk, you can place like a QR code or a URL or something like that that makes it easy for the users to find the app.
That's a great point, Bernie. And while at the registration desk, another incentive to tell people as they're coming into the event, because one thing you have to realize is once a printed brochure guide is printed, you can't change anything. So one point that you can tell people is, listen, this is the most accurate way to get who are the speakers, what exhibitors, where they're located, because things change all the time. I mean, sometimes exhibitors cancel, sometimes they change booths. So if you want your attendees to have the most valuable experience and accuracy, the best way to do it is to download the app, and that's a great point you can tell people at the registration.
Absolutely. And feedback organizer increase app download rates for their apps and app adoption rates for their apps is, apart from all the promotion, telling them about the app, people get hundreds of emails about apps every day, and they're like, oh, do I really need to download this app? It all comes back to the point that people need to know that I am spending X amount of money, I'm traveling to this event, and to get the most value out of my trip, out of my event, out of my conference experience, I need to download the mobile app. So that need needs to be emphasized, that people need to know that they actually need the mobile app. It's not an extension of the event. It is the most important aspect now of the event for people to be able to. So there are simple elements, right? I mean, there's a few different things for which users actually come to the event, and there are different types of attendees as I categorize them. There are the learners who come to the event. So the learners know, the basic thing that the learners do is they want to attend the educational sessions. They want to, get to know like which session is the best. The best way for them to find that out is go to the app, read through all the sessions, read through what the speakers are, the speakers' bios, the speakers' experience, and then to create their own personalized agenda so that they don't miss out on a session just because they didn't even know it's happening. So what happens is a lot of times people don't have something like a mobile app to, see what sessions they're going to go to, what, speakers they want to listen to. They actually come to the event at the registration desk, they'll pick up the guidebook, and then they'll start saying, okay, he's speaking, she's speaking, this, oh, I already missed this session. Oh, okay. So a lot of times they attend one session, and then somebody else comes out, tells them, hey, you should have attended that session, that is more relevant, and then the person is like, hey, I didn't even know about that session. But these things can be easily avoided if you have a mobile app, because people can then easily download the mobile app in advance, create their personalized agenda, even go ahead and, you should have features like ability for them to synchronize that with their calendar so that they're not double booking themselves for a call or anything like that take place at the same time, because people don't really know what their, calendar will look like 3 weeks in advance unless they've already added things to their calendar. So sometimes people end up accepting meeting requests that coincide with some of the most important sessions that they wanted to attend at the event. So these kind of things help them, realize the utility. But taking it further, from a learner's perspective, the ability to see the presentations on the app, the ability to download the session material via the app. Now this adds utility to this person. He was never going to get access to these presentations. A lot of time people walk up to the speaker at the end of the session and they're like, could you please email me your presentation? Here's my email address. Some organizers go to the effort of actually, publishing these presentations. But if you had a simple mechanism as to make it available on the app, and then for the ability for users to even take notes on these presentations, it just creates this unvaluable, unmatched, invaluable experience for that user that he could never have had if he or she did not have the mobile app. So similarly, there are people who come just to find out, the next vendor that they need for a specific cause. So they want to go through the exhibit hall, they want to find a specific vendor. Now, the traditional way, again, is go through the guidebook, walk through the exhibit hall, talk to everybody, and literally it takes a full day sometimes to get through an entire exhibit and then you're like, hey, I didn't meet anyone relevant. But if they have the ability to go through these exhibitors, read about them, contact them in advance, set up meetings with them, you know, in advance, so that when they come, they know exactly, hey, this exhibitor is at this booth. I have a meeting with them at 11:30 a.m. I'm just going to go directly to them. That's it. Their purpose of coming to the event is successful. The reason they actually came to the event, the app is making that happen for them. You know, they're not struggling to find the information, to find the people, to find the cause that they came to the event for. They can easily go to the app at their fingertips. They can find what they're needing, what they're looking for, and there's nowhere else they can get that. These are the things that really drive app downloads, and the reason, again, that the rates are at their peak during the event is because people find out, most of the time, people find out when they're at the event is from another user who's using the app, and they find out, oh, how did you know about this? And he's like, oh, I have the app. The app does this. So again, it goes back to, if these features were marketed properly, you know, some of our clients even go ahead and do webinars. They just invite their attendees to a quick webinar so they can do an educational session about the app. Some of our clients have even gone to the extent of posting app videos to their website so users can go and see how to, you know, use the app. So these are the kind of things that really drive people to download the apps. Similarly, there's
Absolutely.
people who come from networking. Sorry?
Sorry, this is me here. This is me here. I wanted to add, and Varun makes a great point here, where people are there for different reasons, right? And Varun mentioned, there's people that are learners, there's people that just want to explore, there's people that are coming for sessions specifically. So what tends to happen also pre-event, and most likely, people will get to the event, they'll notice that there's an app, or they'll talk to other colleagues, realize, hey, how did you do that? And then, like Varun mentioned, people will word of mouth, also download the app. But one thing also, in a marketing sense, when emailers go out, if you're not targeting those emailers to your specific needs of your clients, I mean, that can be a very beneficial way of also getting increased adoption for downloads. Is if you realize and and who knows more about your attendees than the event organizers, and you can segment them of, these are the people that we know are definitely coming for earning credits. We know that these are the attendees that are going to come that are specifically interested in exhibitors and what they have to do and set up meetings and things like that. So if there's targeted emailers which go out to specify various aspects and various features and functionality of the app, that becomes more powerful and more of a powerful tool than just sending out one email that says, hey, our app is able to do this, this, and this, where the focus goes away. If me personally, I'm going and I want to do networking, if I get an email about networking, just how I can use networking and things like that, that's going to entice me more to download the app than if I get something about, the exhibitors that are there, and you can do this, and you can get a floor map, and you can, go to a session. Those kind of things really help increase the engagement before the event even starts. If we do targeted email blasts and things like that, that really can, increase the adoption of the app itself. So I just wanted to point that out because you made a great point about segmentation of the attendee base itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Mayor. So yeah, I was just getting to the networking part now. So again, when it comes to networking, the whole point comes back to users knowing that they can do this via the app. So segmented marketing is a great idea. So if people know in advance that, oh, this app supports X amount of networking features, like I can find people, I can see who's relevant. I mean, traditionally networking is pretty difficult at events, even though you're. So I think I have a question from somebody. No. Is there a question here? Looks like it is, but we'll get to it later. But here's so what I was trying to say is basically, like, when you're at an event and you don't have access to a tool like the mobile app or something like that, and you are there for networking, right? The traditional ways of networking don't really work out. I mean, like people do tend to get to talk to a lot of people, but half of those people are relevant, half of those people are not really relevant, even more than that at times. And if people knew that there's a tool available in the mobile app that will help them find exactly the kind of people that they're looking for, find exact and reach out to them, connect with them on the mobile app, and not just that, but even take it to the level of setting up meetings with these users via the mobile app. And then the mobile app will also kind of reserve places for you to sit and actually physically hold these meetings. That takes my experience as an attendee to a whole different level. I will be like, hey, that's why I'm going to the event, and this app is going to make me do that. So, it's like a no-brainer at that point for
Yeah,
me.
because outside of that point, I mean, it's very exhausting. If you go into a very large event with 3,000 plus people, I mean, how many business cards are you going to give out? And by the time you realize you ran out of business cards,
Yeah.
you've given them out to the people who aren't even relevant to what you're seeking. So, I mean, this is like a precision-based approach for targeted networking. So it's very enticing.
Absolutely, exactly, and that's the whole point. I mean, number one, choose the app that has features that people will be able to use. If the app is just a mirror of your printed guidebook, you might as well not do it. But the app has to have features that give users the reason to download. I mean, as I said, people need the app, not think of the app as an extension of the event, but they need the app. So we have events that do educational credits for people attending their educational sessions. So the app can be used as a tracker to make sure that they actually came. So there can be iBeacon technology, there can be RFID technology, there can be scanners, etc., where people can get their app QR code scanned to make sure that their attendance is marked. Again, another reason for exhibitors to market the app will be if you're using iBeacon-based marketing technologies. So if exhibitors are purchasing iBeacons from you, that can help send out localized marketing messages to users within a certain location. So say a person is around an exhibitor's booth, they can get a message from that exhibitor, a marketing message that entices them to visit their booth. So if exhibitors know that there is a technology that can help them get more traffic to their booth, and increase the benefit of their actually attending and exhibiting and sponsoring an event, they will go out of their way to make sure people download the app. I mean, that's you obviously have to make use of as much viral marketing as possible. And we already said, like, create video tutorials. You can do webinars, post video tutorials and other app-related content to their website. So it should be easy to find when people go to your event website, information about the app. Uh, Incentivize the users, to download the app, to provide points. So we have a social leaderboard and gamification in the app. So that's, again, a huge factor. Like, people should get, we keep gamification as a really engaging factor. And then the only way people can get on the game is by having the mobile app. So we have multiple games that we use to increase the experience that users have at the event. Some are like simple social games, like people get points for doing simple social interactive features of the app. But there's also games like treasure hunt, scavenger hunt, etc. And people only get points if they use the app. I mean, they can never play these games and they can never do all these things. So obviously, you can have an incentive if they download the app, they get an X amount of points just straight away. As I said earlier, useful features, standard features, agenda, formats, exhibitor information, etc. But I think it's the fun and the really interactive features like live Q&A, polls, surveys that really drive the downloads, and the social and the networking elements that really drive the app downloads. So we already touched upon easy to find and the app online at the event. And it should be easy to download, shorten URLs, QR codes give easy access, include a text version of the URL below the QR code so they can easily find that. Some of the clients, how they use the app, what features they really use. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, they heavily use the app. They used it a lot for their polls and live Q&A, etc. The CAST conference in Singapore, Cal Durham, United States, and some of our other clients that are consistently using these features to increase audience engagement and attendance. Anybody else has any questions? Great. So I think we're pretty close to the end here. If anybody has questions, please do feel free to, you can raise your hand. I've unmuted you all, so you can go ahead and just ask a question that you may have. And you can type in the chat box, you can type in the question box, any questions that anybody might have. Okay, well, I think we had a great webinar. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining today. We appreciate your time, and please keep joining these Event2Mobile webinars. Do reach out to us at products@webspiders.com. You can reach out directly to me at varun.kashyap@webspiders.com or steven@steven.blandan@webspiders.com if you have any inquiries or any questions. And these webinars will be posted to our website. So if you want to share with any of your colleagues, if you want to go back and visit them again, please feel free to do that. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day, everybody.